What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36, and this is Big Games B.S, part of the Media Group, presented by mftkfoundation.com. mftkfoundation.com is the go-to website for all of the different things with the foundation. Ramping up here, just got finished with our first, not our first ever, but our second annual, what do you call? Oh, second annual Tallahassee Legends Camp. Getting ready to go into the next phase of that entire process. After that, you know, if you ain't, like my guy Bert says, if you ain't living, if you ain't giving. You know, just a lot of things going on in the world and in society, and we want to make sure we give people a hand up, not a handout per se. A lot of stuff, a lot of changes every other day. We have something in the legal world for college football. More and more emphasis is being put, like is like for a country, especially that's being ran by a party that wants less government. We're consistently asking for more government, and I don't understand that. But anyways, we'll talk about more of those different things going on. Hope everybody's having a great week, and with that, we'll start our show off the same way we start each and every show off with the word of prayer.
You already know what time it is, dog. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God. God is great all the time. All the time. Nobody wanna thank you, God. Thank you, God. Go.
All right, Jaden, what we got going?
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another morning edition of Big Games BS here on Wednesday, June 24th. If this is your first time at the show, welcome. And if you wonder why it's called Big Games BS, it's because we bring the good, the bad, and the BS of the sports world, especially football, to your screens, eyes, and ears. Let's start off this show with our MFTK segment. We're going to have some posts that you may have seen before if you're a true fan of the show. And we're going to be highlighting some stuff in the community James is a part of. Before getting into the NCAA section, we have one thing to discuss with FSU, with the home team, before moving into the new age-based eligibility approved model. We're going to give you guys some updates with the CSC, the College Sports Commission, as well, and take a look at some other things before we close out the college segment. And after that, we're going to be talking about the NFL, starting with the home team like we normally do, Jacksonville's team. Then we're going to discuss the supplemental draft Sorsby situation, the most major news headline coming from the NFL. We're going to talk about some joint practices and training camp, look at some other posts as well in players before just looking at draft night for the NBA last night, round one, looking at the grades Yahoo Sports gave the draft picks before getting into our Big Games BS section. We're in the scope of the convo outside of the typical sports world. We have our BS or Bustin' food review segment. It's a good one for you guys today. And we're going to close out our show with an OG Wineland video, even though it does have to do with a former NFL star. But first things first, let's get this Southeast High School 7v7 football classic shared with you guys. And James, what do teams have to do to get that $10,000 in cash prizes?
Well, you got $500. You got to give that. We're still, man, right now we got our first round of invites, so we have all of them. We're giving everybody to the end of the week to be able to pay. After that, we'll open up the spots to a couple more. There is a couple spots that I am trying to hold. I'm holding out hope I really want Gabi and Rickards in this thing. We'll see. I've put out the feelers, I've talked to people, but hell, I don't know. But we have our official location. We're going to be at Andrew Jackson High School, out east, bringing stuff to the community out east, bringing some stuff. Should be good event. Everybody talks about how much these things cost, right? It is $10 to get in. $10. $5 for kids. Basically, under 18, you pay $5. Well, might be 15, but bottom line is you don't have to pay. It's $10 for adults, $5 for kids. I believe under 5 is free. So we want this to be a well-attended event. We want people to come out, show support, show what they got to do. 4 fields, a lot of intense action, some top programs from all around the state, good local feel, good local vibes. It is something that I do want people to attend and not be able to break their backs. I may even open it up for, we may do some things like if a kid wears his park ball jersey, or their middle school jersey, we may even let them in for free. I'll talk with Kobe. But once we get this over with, I will share the bullshit that went into, that went into like a lot of this stuff. But I am very, very grateful for Bobby Ramsey, former Mandarin coach, former state championship winning coach at Yulee, from Mandarin. Also former Yulee coach Derrick Henry. I'm grateful for Bobby for reaching out and making the process making it easy. And definitely thank you to Coach Sanchez, their athletic director, who I can't wait to meet. You ever Sanchez is a Spanish name, right? Yeah. Very when you hear Sanchez, you expect to hear. I felt like I was talking to myself. So the brother Sanchez, I don't know, that's just I'm assuming he's Afro. Cute Afro Hispanic, Caribbean, whatever. But it was very, very dope. Really, really appreciate him. May even chop it up with him about doing more things, and that might be because right now we're still trying to find a place to be able to have my football camp, and I may end up trying to do my football camp out there if they're able to help me out with that. So I'm just path of least resistance, really just trying to make things, try to build a community, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. One thing about me, man, you can be about that bullshit, but I'm not gonna be about that bullshit. I'm gonna I never underestimate my ability. And not just me, because it's not just me in this. It's definitely Bryson Wright's dad's a big part of it. But never underestimate my ability to get shit done. And I try extremely hard to live up to my word. And unfortunately, that doesn't always get me the best results, but not best results, the best results for me. But I am always trying to think about people and the best. But trust and believe. Once I get through with some of this shit, I'm going to talk about it, and it's going to be enlightening, and it's going to show you guys, while there are tons of very well-meaning people, and not everybody, there are no true villains. The problem is that when it affects the whole, you cannot be petty. You have to be deliberate. Because when you're petty, the people that you truly care about end up getting inadvertently hurt. But when you're deliberate, now you understand casualties. So you can you measure for those casualties, but you understand those casualties are for the greater good. And I do believe that if more people were deliberate and were going more for win-win, we would be in a much better place from a public school academic standpoint. Some people get it, some people don't. But should we give a list of the tentative teams? Anybody interested in that? Curious? I'm gonna we're going through. We sent out the list. We just got to keep pushing it out there. But you have Creekside out of Georgia, Gainesville High School out of Georgia, Lake City, Columbia, 4-star to Corey Allen, and they have a wide receiver over there that's a 4-star as well. So really, really good. And they just got a quarterback from Camden County that went there. You've got Gadsden County. Shout out to the 850 for coming through. Hopefully I see my guy JD, but Gadsden County. And let me tell you what Gadsden County did. Gadsden County said they want to see Daytona Mainland, and I believe it was Flagler Palm Coast. The guys that one of those teams beat them in the state championship game a few years back, but they said they want to smoke. And I said, you know what? If you're going to come, we shall try to give you the requested games. Miramar from down south, St. Augustine High School, Matanzas High School, Flagler Palm Coast, Daytona Mainland, Tampa Bay Tech, Lakewood, Ed White coming off of their showdown at the Muck City Championship where they defeated Carroll City. They asked for smoke from a specific team, their fan base, and we shall give them what they have requested. Supposedly Reigns, don't know. We're going to see what they want to do. They definitely have a spot reserved for them if they want to, even if this thing gets sold out. If they say they want to come, we will make it 18 teams. Plantation High School, Andrew Jackson, the host school, and the Fighting Oranges of Mandarin High School. Mandarin, first game. The first game of that we will play. Well, it might not be the first game. We may set it up later, but the first game that will get played is Mandarin versus Ed White. Oh, wow. We will provide. We are boycotting Chinese restaurants as the African American community, apparently. So well, because the Asian dude shot the little colored boy when he was running and killed him. Okay. So, I'll be honest with you, dog. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold up. I'm going to go get some honey fried chicken wings from the place up the tree. I just fucking, they're delicious. They know how to do that right. But I'm sorry. But I can hold on. I can give them a look. I've been holding out for a minute. I ain't had it in like 2 months. But we will not be serving Chinese at this event. So you know what that means? Drum roll, please. There is no duck sauce. You will not be able to duck the smoke. The duck sauce, we are not serving duck sauce out here. You will not be able to. This, in fact, I may print shirts that say duck hunt. We out here hunting the duck. We hunting the ducks. Or one of the favorite football quotes is, we will get the butter out of the duck. But if you duck, we will have this stream. I will be speaking on the stream at sometimes, and I will be popping said shit. And so hey, if you not on this, we will be talking about how the best want to be seen, and we will be showcasing it. Obviously, there will be things on Den Media Group. There will also be things on Big Games Gridiron, which I may change the name of it. And there's a lot of people who want us to do a variation for the girls. Unfortunately, I hate to do this. I can't provide the same payout for the girls because it would be something we would be doing in with it. But we can provide. We more than likely will be able to provide some sort of payout for girls once we get going on that. So just keep those things in mind. I'll be very busy on that day because I also have a book bag drive that I have to share on social media first. But my son's other godfather, Terrence Freeman, who was running for House, the state of Florida House, and will probably win it is having a book bag drive that I will be participating in, as well as getting stuff. And I want people to, definitely racking up and cleaning up supplies from that. But I don't like the name of it. But I'm gonna say this before we get into ours, and we'll make sure we share it on our things. But Walmart, Tico's People Gas, Easy 1029, 95.1 WAPE, and Jacksonville. These are all sponsoring it. Coca-Cola, Body Armor, Fairlife, General Mills, I think that's Nuts Brands or Utz Brands, Milo's, that's another milk, Mars, Wrigley, Mandela's, Pepsi, and Frito-Lay will all be sponsors for this. City, hopefully East Side's newest city council member, Miss Jerry, will be a part of that. I gotta make sure she comes to mine on August 8th. But I'm a part of this in affiliation with trying to get marketed, but it's called Pack the Sack. But it's a walk. It's a full 100% walk. They give you a bag. You walk through that motherfucker. You put your sacks and stuff. You pack the sacks. So, yeah, that probably could have better names, but hey, God bless. God bless. But all right, moving on. That's it. Pack my sack.
Now we have the 7th annual James Coleman Community Give Back Weekend starting this summer, starting next month in the Orlando area on July 18th. You have that backpack giveaway. Then in July 25th and 26th in the 850 Tallahassee, you have the backpack giveaway food distribution, and then the youth football camp. And in Jacksonville, in the 904 on August 2nd and August 8th, you have a youth football camp and another backpack giveaway and food distribution.
Yeah, all in the hood. Damn, I forgot what's the place that we damn, it's on the tip of my tongue where we do it in Orlando. Apparently, that's supposed. I used to do Thanksgiving in that area before we moved to Cocoa. Before my family moved to Cocoa, like it's Pine Hills. Apparently, Pine Hills, Orlando is supposed to be like one of the worst places. I have vivid, fun memory. All my best memories are in the worst areas. I don't know what's going on, but in that community, we'll be there giving away book bags. I gotta make sure we get with the team. That's coming up. Again, shit. We got July 11th is the Pack the Sack, but that's also the 7-on-7 tournament. But they're down the street. Moving into Andrew Jackson helps me because that's at the Prime Osborne, which is right around the corner from that. So I'll be going from downtown to downtown. Anything they need, I can go back and forth. I'm making things happen. On July 18th in Orlando, but that's the actual first weekend that Trey and those guys are playing. So like I'm gonna have but it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm gonna try to get our game on Friday. We'll drive down there on Saturday morning to go do the book bag drive, come back Saturday afternoon. I need a camera guy just to document. I need a driver because that's going to be a lot of back and forth that weekend making things happen. But I love going to Pine Hills. One day we will add a camp component, but I just don't. I'm not. What I try to tell you, and I got it from Pinellas County that's hitting me up that wants to do an event. I told him we can't do it this year. We may be able to do it next year, but you got to put the love in your community. You got to match it. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. But the Tallahassee birthday weekend, I'm gonna be out there getting active on my birthday at the football camp, making sweat money. I'm gonna try to get, since I got some FAMU kids, I'm gonna try to get my FAMU guys over there to help work the camp. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't really know any of these motherfuckers over at Florida State anymore. I would love to get some of those guys, but because they've gone so much more in the portal, the connection isn't really there like it normally is. But I'll ask Gelsey, I'll ask some of the other guys to be able to come in. But that book bag drive at Bond Elementary School, trying to give away 1,000+ book bags again. Largest book bag drive you never heard of. Really, really could use some donations, guys, to really be able to help push and usher this thing moving forward. you know, trying to think what else we got. Um, but we'll have food. But again, and second harvest, which is ironic, I don't know what's going on with some of these things now, but we do need to raise. I do need to raise about $3,000, even maybe more, to make sure that we can feed, because it's like it's $750 for every 100 meal kits that you want to get. So per cost is really not that bad, but like it still comes out to it's still a pretty hefty investment overall when you think about it. But um and then the one in Jacksonville, we just had to split up the dates. August 2nd, we were going to do it at Mandarin, but we're not going to do it at Mandarin now. Um, just not, I don't know. The turnout was pretty good last year, but the interest isn't there apparently. And then we're going to hopefully we'll keep Long Branch Elementary School open out east. We will always do it at Long Branch Elementary School. I love that principal, what he does for people, what he does for that community, and is going to always be done well.
Let's look at a recent commit to the FSU Seminole squad. We got Mr. CJ Ohu Abunwa for you guys, a 3-star linebacker who plays ball in Georgia. Yes, he does play in Norcross, Georgia for Greater Atlanta Christian, a 3-star linebacker for you guys. And we do have his film. He is in the class of 2027. So let's roll the tape and see what Mr. CJ is working with. But take a look at this stat line right quick. 124 tackles, 1 interception, 2 sacks, 8 tackles for loss, 1 forced fumble, and 4 PBUs, aka pass breakups.
Okay. Where is he from again?
Norcross, Georgia.
Oh, okay. And it's Norcross High School.
No, it is Greater Atlanta. Let me minimize this right quick. Excuse me. It's like
Christian school?
Greater Atlanta Christian. Yes.
Okay. I'm looking at 26, 27. Would have liked a little bit more boom on that one. Okay, they don't all right. They've had some big scores put on. They've got 50, 49. Wow. Their 3 losses have been the other team has scored 49 points or more. I don't know exactly how it happened. I'm trying to look at some of the things, but his name screams African. So I I mean it's a winning program. They're 6-1. They finished second in the region, in Region 6. Meaning they were one game away from I believe one game away from the state championships. You know, I think he's a college football player, so a lot of my stuff is just can they play college ball or can they not? And then there are people who are exceptions though, but I'm not. This is a guy who has to develop, and I don't know the interception was cool. Now that looked let me watch this kickoff. Oh, never mind. I'm blocking this shit, so I ain't gonna be able to see it. Yeah, okay. I mean, hey, Ernie saw something, and I'm gonna roll with it. You know what? Let me compare. Even though they say comparison is the thief of joy, but let me see somebody that I do believe. Can you look up Ryan Peterson? He's gonna probably be the number one linebacker for class of 2028. Part of that MFTK program. Good family. Love Reggie, his pops. Good hardworking dude. This is somebody who I want us to get. I don't think we're gonna get Ryan, but let me just see what Ryan, now a lot younger, but let me see what Ryan's film looks like in comparison to this. Ryan's a big boy, can move at 707. I know that at least.
Damn.
Stop. Never mind. Fuck it. Shit. Now go ahead and play this next one because they had circled it. All right. So okay. All right. So this is why he could cover for us at 707.
Oh my gosh. His first 3 highlights were doing everything a linebacker needs to do.
Like, do you see the difference in the violence in the hitting? Like, people go backwards.
Ooh, trapped him.
Yeah, that was good. Oh God. Oh, he got the interception. Oh, I thought it was going to be worse. I thought somebody. I was about to call medic. I thought he was going to kill the kid. That means he shows mercy. Oh, okay, that could have been worse. He could cover the back in the flat. That's not supposed to happen in high school. Shed the block, made the tackle. Like, do you notice when he comes down? Do y'all notice when he goes downhill where the body goes? Hold on, man. This is ignorant, man. This is pure ignorance. Jesus Christ. How is he doing this? Hey, man. No. All right, so I was just trying to get a idea of what the different levels of like linebackers are in high school. So I was watching this kid. I was like, okay, man, fine, whatever. I don't know. Let me see what Reggie's son looked like. Yeah, I didn't know he was like that. I get now. So I got a new mission. My mission is to keep your kid away from from rival schools, so I can root for him. And then I got to keep him away from anybody that I love near and dear. This man is killing. He's either killing. Oh my God, Jesus Christ! He covered a running back out the flat. Nobody does that in high school.
He's been playing middle linebacker his entire life. He's not a kid who was like running back or played D line or like six. No, he's been in that hole his entire life.
This doesn't look. You can't tell me that this is the kid with the goggles, with the glasses. This is a menace.
You wear the goggles?
Well, I'm just saying, like, he has the glasses on that are kind of like, you just be like, all right, man. Yeah, I ain't really, there's no way. I'm not saying he's a nerd. I'm just saying, like, he's a very nice, calm kid. So he's a psychopath. Oh, man. Damn.
Like, I legit stamped him at 90. I mean, I'll never forget Bryson didn't catch a slant because he knew Ryan was there. So I ain't gonna get me killed.
This is insane.
Because he will go smack the slant.
Like, I don't stay this long on highlight films. Like, I'm deep in this highlight film, and it still plays being made. Not like just little arm tackles. Like he's hitting kids and they're going backward. They're going full speed forward. Then he meets them and they go backwards.
Like, they don't catch on, man. I've been told like he's a 5-star recruit. I haven't even watched the high school film. I just know him.
Well, I just like the way he moved in 7-on-7. He moved pretty good for like his first three plays are like, all right, I don't need to see nothing else. I need to get this kid. Like his first three, like there's no way he's not the number one line. He got to be the number one linebacker. And
like he's playing middle, but he can 100% play real too.
I don't.
Like he doesn't have on third down. He doesn't have to come on the field.
This is crazy.
3 tight ends, he's still in the, like whether you go 4 or 10 personnel, 13, however you want to do it, he stays on the field. He's that type of linebacker.
That's crazy. All right, well, I'll let you, man. I'm just watching this, and I just had to be like, hey, man, hey, this is crazy.
Have you sent that text out to people?
Yes. Yep.
I sent it to Sentinel. I sent it to. Rain's dropped out, which doesn't matter because East Gas is in, and I think Mainland really wants to be in, so that puts Mainland and East Gas, and we'll have a spot now.
Okay.
Rain said it's too close to the season. Bernie had hit him up. He sent me a screenshot. He said, "We're gonna get back to you tomorrow." And so I went to Bernie said they are. I said, "So did the date change between yesterday and today?"
Hey man, listen, man, it's all good, man.
If it wasn't too close to the season yesterday, why is it too close to the season today?
It's a Saturday. It's a Saturday. Like nobody's practicing. It's right around the corner. Like hey, it's okay.
You also guess what? You don't have to come to win.
You can just come to get reps.
Just come get work.
Hey man.
I told Bernie like Bryson probably won't even play. It's not like he needs to legit not go full speed anything until end of July, August.
Yeah. Well,
he laughed this season with no problems.
Yeah. Well, let me hit you back. All right. Yep. But anyways, damn, I was excited about that. Dope. Anyways, let's go to the next thing. Damn, man. We need to get a linebacker. We need to get that kind of linebacker. The moral of the story. Raymond asked if that could be taught. I'm not sure if that can be taught. Like some of that is instinct. A lot of that is instinctual. So, yeah. Damn.
That one position.
Shit. All right, what we got, Jaden?
The new the NCAA Division I cabinet has officially voted to approve the age-based eligibility model. So the policy starts on initial enrollment in college or the start of the academic year after the athlete's 19th birthday. And if you're wondering, the Division I cabinet was unanimous in their vote for the new model. So we're going to be giving you guys some more information on this model and everything. Um, breaking down everything about which eligibility rules apply for specific student athletes. And we're going to do this thanks to Ross Dellinger of Yahoo Sports. So, in the most simple terms, for those incoming 2026 class members and current athletes who did not exhaust eligibility this past year, schools will apply the model that benefits them the most. For those enrolling in fall of 2027, schools will apply the new age-based model, meaning if you are going to be enrolling next fall, 2 falls from now, fall 2027, the age-based model applies for you. But if you are going to be enrolling this year in 2026 and you did not exhaust the eligibility, schools will be able to do what's best for you or is best for that student athlete in case of this. So let's blow this up for you to look at some more info. Like I said, the rule change will be effective for all prospects initially enrolling full-time in college in fall 2027 or later, like we just noted out. And for students enrolling full-time in college for the first time in fall 2026, and current student athletes with eligibility remaining after this 25-26 year, D1 schools will apply the previous rules, allowing 4 seasons of competition within 5 years, or the age-based model, whichever results in the most favorable outcome for each individual. We just pretty much summed up that in the previous post, but let's look at the student athletes and which eligibility rules apply. So student athletes who use their final season of competition under the previous rules during this past season, no additional eligibility. Current student athletes with eligibility remaining under previous rules after the 25-26 academic year, either the previous rules or the new age-based model, whichever is most beneficial, like we previously mentioned. Prospects who initially enroll full-time at any college or university during 26-27, that's going to be this upcoming season, either the previous rules or the new age-based model, whichever is most beneficial. And then you have prospects who initially enroll full-time at any college or university in fall 27 or later, age-based model only. So the exceptions, the cabinet defined the exceptions that could delay or pause an individual's period of eligibility under the age-based rules, which include pregnancy, active duty military service, and official religious missions. That's pretty much BYU for real. And these exceptions will only be available if the student athlete does not participate in organized competition for the duration of that exception. For example, when the Mormons have to go on their, I think it's 1 year mission trips. So for consistency throughout D1, the NCAA Eligibility Center will administer the use of the exceptions. And let's look at this last category. Under the age-based eligibility model, waivers will not be available, including clock extensions and waivers previously granted for hardships, seasons of competition, and delayed enrollment. For current student athletes with eligibility remaining under the previous rules, schools must submit any season of competition or eligibility clock extension waiver requests based on circumstances that occurred during or before the 25-26 academic year, and all support and documentation to the national office no later than July 31st, 2026. After that date, waivers of the previous rules will no longer be available. So it is bye to the red shirts. And we're going to be shifting to this new 5-and-5 model, if you will, meaning that players are given 5 years to play 5 seasons from either when they enroll or from the season they turn 19, which ever comes first, James, and we're going to bring it back to you. Things are happening in college football, in college sports, and this new model is approved. How do you think this model is going to pan out with the death of the red shirt?
There's a couple again, you got the exemptions. So that's cool. Like the active military, pregnancy, religious exemption. So again, that's what I was wondering, like how would this affect BYU? So there's that. Um the the clock doesn't start until your first year of college after 19. After you turn 19 is what somebody just kind of went through and read and was discussing about it. So because there's a lot of things that just, if it just says when you're 19 your clock starts, what happens, like, so people that were, let's say you have a kid that was born in October, right? And they were in kindergarten when COVID happened. My son was in first grade. My oldest son was in first grade. But like Ron DeSantis came in and basically said that if you want to keep your kid and have them repeat that grade again, you're more than welcome to do that. And a lot of people actually took them up on that. So if you're born in October, you would turn 19 during the football season. And now you will you would be ineligible just based upon reading it. But if it doesn't start until that next fall, now you could be one of those guys like a Calvin Ridley or somebody else that's like that can be that. Again, Leon Washington would have been affected under this rule. I think Antonio Cromartie would have been affected under this rule. There's a lot of guys that you don't realize that don't go there, because the state of Florida used to have this rule called 19-9. We just used to assume that everybody went to college at 18, but there was a lot of guys damn near 20 years old that went to college. Some of your favorite football players of all time were this. And this would literally have erased all of those guys in an attempt to be able to try to correct or eradicate these eighth and ninth year seniors. Also, guys that I know that weren't bad people, that stuff happens. Everybody gets a red. There's a reason why they have med reds, and that's why I'm like not liking it. Maybe they should give you one medical red shirt exception. And what's crazy is where men would argue that Title IX is in place to make things equal, right? Why should pregnancy be an exemption? Because that's a medical exemption, but that's a medical choice exemption. Why should I not have the same right that a girl has for getting pregnant? What if she got pregnant at 18 and she was able to extend it, and then she's married and she decides to get pregnant again at 20, which is completely reasonable and happens? Like, this is going to get shredded in court regardless. If the goal is just to attack medical red shirts, which is why you had, and in the COVID red shirt, which is why you had all these 7th and 8th year examples, you just need to go and just cut it out to say you get 5 years automatic and 1 med red, and you got everything solved. Hell, this even stops the Chris Winkies of the world. Like, and other players like who went to go play pro ball and decided that, hey, I want to come back. Or it stops people who want to, I guess it said military, but it's just a lot of things in there that I don't think are being thought about because we're being so reactionary.
And we got some more news from the CSC, the College Sports Commission. Let's blow this up for you guys so we can get into this. So according to Pete Nakos, the CSC will not subject deals valued between $615,000 to review unless and until an athlete has exceeded $50,000 in associated deals in an academic year, per a memo sent to schools on Tuesday. So just want to read the memo, second paragraph. The Board of Managers of the CSC recently approved a new enforcement policy for the coming academic year to take effect July 1st, 2026, whereby the CSC will not subject deals valued between $615,000 to ROC review unless and until a student athlete has exceeded 50K in associated deals in an academic year. This updates the prior policy in effect since April 2026 that exempted deals up to $2,500 from ROC review unless and until a student athlete reach $15,000 in associated deals. The policy change is intended to allow the CSC to continue to focus its resources in NIL, go on higher dollar deals. All associated deals must be a quote for a valid business purpose related to the promotion or endorsement of goods or services provided to the general public for profit, unquote. By way of example, assume a student athlete submits 3 associated deals in July 2026. One for 10,000, one for 15,000, and one for 20,000. The first 2 of these deals for 10 and 15K will not be subject to ROC review. The third of these deals for $20,000 will be subject to ROC review. After submission of those 3 deals, the student athletes aggregate the total or sum associated deal compensation stands at $45,000. If the next associated deal submitted by that student athlete is $5,000 or less, it will not be subject to ROC review. But if instead the next associated deal submitted exceeds 50, the deal will be subject to ROC review.
Just there is, I mean, they're gonna find a way to get around it. Basically, that's five $10,000 deals. So just keep them. I mean, keep them under a certain amount. If you're going to give your that a lot of this will give you a byway for a lot of your freshmen guys that you want to give small NIL deals to. But like, I don't understand. Like it doesn't change it. I mean, they're going to find loopholes. And again, if you don't approve it, you're going to be caught up in litigation, and they're going to get the money anyway. So like, and by the time you get done with litigation, the kid will be gone. So, fuck it.
Let's look at the evolution of one of the G5 conferences that used to make a lot of noise, but now is continuing to dwindle down in terms of being a dominant force in the college football world, and that is the Pac-12. So I wanted to share this courtesy of On3 with you guys to look at the evolution of the Pac-12. Now you can see in 1964 and 78, the teams that were representing the Pac-12, and even through 2014, look at Oregon. They were in the Pac-12 for quite some time now. Oregon is in the Big Ten, if you will. You take a look at another team like Stanford, who was there for over 40 years. Now Stanford, as many of you know, is in the ACC. But let's just take a look at these teams, James, from 2014 to 2026. Arizona in the Big 12 now. Arizona State, same thing. Cal, ACC, Colorado, Big 12. You got Oregon, Washington, Stanford, Washington State, SC, Utah, UCLA. And now let's take a look in 2026, James. You got Gonzaga, Utah State, Washington State still there, San Diego State, Fresno, Colorado State, and then you got Oregon State as well, Boise State, couple other teams in that mix. But James, what do you think about the P5 squads, G5 squads, if you will, and kind of the resurgence of teams moving from squads, teams going to the ACC, teams trying to build up their quote unquote football credibility by moving away from the Pac-12. Is it over for the Pac-12 is my ultimate question.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, Pac-12 being considered a P4 conference is not it. They don't even. They have Boise. Boise State is a name, but like even then, they're not one of the better ones. And what's ironic is the Pac-12, along with the ACC, were some of the originators in conference expansion and talks and things of that nature. I remember at one point Texas was rumored to be going to the Pac-12, and a lot of things were offered, and then the Big 12 kind of came in and showed why you don't kind of cave to demands, because the Pac-12, Big 12 gave them everything they wanted, and they still left to go to the SEC later on. The issue is television, and television deals have so much money. And the thing that really pushes and propels the TV deals is football. Basketball is a part of it, but football more importantly. Now, while the Pac-12, when they had the LA teams, they did have a command of some major markets out that way. But when you look at the South, in particular the SEC, and then you look at the Big Ten, and you what you do is you find a majority of the major television markets affected, as well as the higher grossing mid markets, and that brings in the revenue. It brings in the eyes, and when you look at the schools that they're bringing in whether the team has the prestige or they have the markets in which they want to be able to affect. I remember when the ACC was going for the different expansions. The first originally they were supposed to come with 4 out the gate, but I remember Syracuse had backed out originally, and then they ended up coming back in. But with Syracuse, they got you the New York TV market. There was a lot of talks about getting the New York TV market. And I didn't understand it then, but now when you think about advertising money and being able to get commercials, that's really what all of this stuff is about. So, and like people don't just care about football like that out there. They like it, but it's not like the South. The South and the Midwest just really have rabid fan bases. And we'll still have them even as the NCAA shifts to more of an NFL type feel where you fall in love with the teams knowing that the players might not be there the whole time.
I do want to correct myself. I did classify the Pac-12 as a G5, but they are technically G6. I do want to correct that out there. But, yep, they're pretty much not a P4 program. But I just want to list the names of those schools. Again, you got Boise State, Gonzaga, Texas State, Utah State, Oregon State, Colorado State, Fresno, San Diego State, and Washington State for you guys. And there's going to be some familiar teams on this list right here, because Bleacher College Football Report is trying to predict the top D lines for the next football season. And James, the first team should be no surprise, and this player right here on the screen is a familiar name. Excuse me, let me go right here with Mr. Matayo Uiagalelei. He is projected to be one of the top picks in next year's draft, but let's take a look at their D-line. You got Mr. Tatum Tuiti with 68 tackles, 16 TFLs, 2 forced fumbles, and Mr. Mateo last year, 34 tackles, 9.5 tackles for loss, and 2 forced fumbles. So that is one of the defensive line who's going to stand out. Colin Simmons and Lance Jackson, between the two, they have 59 tackles, 17.5 tackles for loss, and 14 sacks. Notre Dame, these two players share 57 tackles, 12 tackles for loss, and you got one forced fumble and 3 passes defended for Notre Dame. Oklahoma, Taylor Wine last season, 39 tackles, 15 TFLs, 1 INT, and David Stone, 42 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, and 1.5 sacks. And you got, lastly, these two squads. Michigan, Big Blue in the house. John Henry Daly last season had 48 tackles, 17.5 TFLs. Cameron Brandt, 22, 1.5 TFLs, and 12 solo tackles. Lastly, hate to say it, but the U, Ahmad Moten and Justin Scott leading the way for that D-line. They had 31 tackles, 26 tackles, 9 TFLs compared to 6.5, and 4.5 sacks with 1 forced fumble for Justin Scott. So these are your predictions and projections for the top defensive lines for that CFB season. James, is there any teams you have in mind that you think is going to have a great defensive line not on this list?
Georgia.
Georgia is a good pick.
Georgia's got to be one of the top teams. Florida will probably have one. Believe it or not. They already had Oklahoma and Texas on that. Missouri. But those would be the teams that I believe.
Shout out to all those defensive linemen and shout out to all the college football players. We will keep you guys updated with the recent rulings about the age eligibility model and with the new CSC news. A lot of this stuff is new to everybody in the sports world, so we're all unpacking it with you, taking it step by step in this wild west of college and quote unquote amateur sports. And now we'll get into the NFL section, starting with a controversial Jaguars post. Bless you, James. Bless you. Whew. According to Jordan Dejani, the Jags are the offseason's biggest losers in front of the Cardinals, Patriots, Packers, and Falcons. I can only assume that with Devin Lloyd going to the Panthers and with Achan, aka Travis Etienne, going to the Saints, and us not getting a quote-unquote household sexy name to replace them, I'm pretty sure that went into us at the top of this list. But James, what are we really the biggest losers in this offseason compared to the other teams on this list?
I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm in the same breath with the Patriots and Packers, I'm taking that. I think the Jags offseason was just boring. There was no big name guys that were brought in. There was no reason to be excited about the draft. I mean, when you think about the draft, first guy we got was a tight end that a lot of teams didn't have getting picked until like the 4th or 5th round. So like he wasn't even the best available tight end per the experts at that time. So like I hold out judgment. I just think the draft just wasn't sexy. And that's okay.
It's funny you mentioned sexy because this is one of the most sexy stat lines in Jaguars history. Shout out to Jimmy Smith for the greatest fantasy performance ever, according to the Jaguars. 15 receptions, 291 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I know his fantasy was going crazy that day, but we just want to show another highlight, show some more love to Jimmy Smith, and just show the greatest fantasy performance ever in Jaguars history. So shout out to the Jags. Shout out to Jimmy Smith. You know we like to kick off our NFL topic with the Jaguars. But James, let's get to the meat and potatoes of this NFL section. I know There's going to be a lot of people in the chat talking about this situation with the NFL and with the supplemental NFL draft. Now, I'm waiting on this right quick to load properly so I can share Adam Schefter's post with you guys regarding the NFL declining to hold a supplemental draft. Now, this is on the heels of the Brendan Sorsby situation. Brendan Sorsby decided not to go through with Texas Tech and the whole process in regards to other teams saying that they didn't even want to schedule Texas Tech, and even the Big 12 Texas Tech conference stepping out and saying how wrong this is for the college game, for the integrity of the game. And after that, with Sorsby saying he's going to put his name in the supplemental draft, the NFL came out and said they are declining to hold a supplemental draft this summer, currently leaving the 2027 draft as the only way for QB Brennan Sorsby to enter the NFL. A letter is being sent to Sorsby and to all 32 NFL teams to inform them of the league's decision. And so we actually have that letter for you guys right here, courtesy of Adam Schefter as well. So you got it shared with you guys, and let's take a look at this. So this letter was obtained from Larry Ferrazzani, the general counsel of the NFL Management Council. Dear Mr. Sorsby, we are in receipt of your petition of special eligibility dated June 16, 2026, as announced earlier today. The league has elected not to conduct a supplemental draft this year. Under our CBA, the league retains sole discretion to determine whether it is appropriate to conduct a supplemental draft in any given year. The league has not conducted such a draft for several years, and prior to your submission, the league had no plans to do so this year, as no other player has sought entry. Your petition, filed 3 business days before the deadline without any supporting information or documentation, and only after abandoning your recent litigation efforts to avoid NCAA sanctions, does not provide a basis for the league to alter those plans. The issues presented by your petition are too significant and too closely tied to the league's core integrity interests to permit meaningful review within the timeline presented. The sole reasons identified in your petition for seeking entry into the supplemental draft are that you have been, quote, declared ineligible, unquote, by the NCAA and have, quote, exhausted all of your avenues to continue in the NCAA, unquote, and, quote, want to now play in the NFL, unquote. The petition provides no info regarding the basis for or timing of the NCAA's decision. Public sources, however, indicate that in May 2026, the NCAA issued a determination declaring you permanently ineligible from participation in college athletics based on a sustained pattern, of improper gambling activity during your collegiate career at 3 different universities. The league does not have the complete record of the NCAA's investigation, and you did not provide the materials with your petition. Available info, nonetheless, indicates that over the course of your collegiate career, you knowingly engaged in and repeated in significant violations of NCAA rules designed to preserve the integrity of athletic competition. Reported conduct includes placing wagers on your own team and teammates, and to avoid detection, establishing or funding accounts in the names of intermediaries who place bets on your behalf. There are also reports that you may have violated state criminal law. Your petition does not address these matters, nor does it demonstrate accountability for your conduct or indicate whether or how you would adhere to the league's rules and policies governing the integrity of competition. Instead, even after receiving notice of the NCAA's decision rescinding your college eligibility in May, you sought to avoid the consequences of that determination through litigation rather than accepting responsibility for your actions, and you pursued entry into the NFL only after abandoning those efforts. As Commissioner Goodell has emphasized, participation in the NFL is a privilege that carries with it significant responsibilities, including accountability. By all accounts, you are a talented player with the potential for future success. We encourage you to focus on preparing for possible entry into the NFL through the 2027 NFL annual draft. And James, one more thing before You give your opinion, you give your thoughts on this. According to Pete Thamel, Brendan Sorsby's attorney, Jeffrey Kessler, tells ESPN of the NFL's decision to not hold a supplemental draft. Quote, "It is a violation of the CBA and the law. We will pursue this immediately with the NFLPA."
I don't know what basis his attorney would have on it, because so the CBA states that the supplemental draft can be had. It doesn't have to be had. It can be had, and then any NFL team that would have to assume the risk, and they would have to give up something. Now, a team could have said they're willing to give up a 7th round pick. Would have been fine, but the NFL hasn't, like the guy says, they haven't done this in years. The league had already, I guess, decided to do it, is what they're saying. I guess they could say that was arbitrary. But the CBA doesn't. One of the things that I do remember, and why, did anybody remember when the NFL had the lockout, right? The lockout, one of the things that I remember really being hammered into that was, why are they still having the draft? Why are they still having pro days? And with the pro days, current players couldn't participate in the pro day because they were a part of the NFLPA. They were part of the union. And the CBA protects people, is between the union and the NFL. Rookies, until they sign a contract, are not in the union. They haven't paid. You have to pay dues to be a part of the union. So you have to pay dues to be able to be protected by the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement. You haven't been a part of the collective to bargain for that agreement. So I don't even know how that will work. But even when I look at the quarterbacks that are available, it's still not out of the realm. Like, this quarterback class is mid. Like, it's just not really good quarterback play coming up. So, yeah, I don't like it's interesting. So, with all of it, so I don't even know, but it's weird. It's all weird. So, hopefully the lawyer is able to make things happen, but I doubt it though. I think he's just trying to. I think Sorsby's case is a case of where it's the case that people normally paint with a black face. Somebody got bad intel, somebody got bad information, somebody got bad guidance, somebody did some bad things. I don't really want to say bad. Just silly things that because like they said, it's one thing I will say, it is a privilege to be able to play. And you knew, it's kind of like, what was the track girl that everybody was loving, that we thought was going to be the darling for the Olympics, that ended up getting popped because she was smoking weed. And it hasn't really, Sha'Carri Richardson. And she hasn't really been able to, she's had flashes, but she hasn't really been able to be the same since. Do I think getting popped for smoking weed is stupid? Yes. I think that is a dumb reason to suspend somebody and not allow them to participate, especially when weed relaxes you. Like, if anything, you shouldn't be able to run that fast because weed makes everything slow. But you sign a sheet of paper letting you know all the things that are illegal and that cannot be in your system. So you knowingly broke a rule. Stupid rule, but you knowingly broke it. Which again, I take accountability for a lot of things. Like, I think some of the things that I've broken, I think that's a dumb rule. But if it's a rule and whether I read it or not, I'm accountable for it. You can't gamble, right? Gambling is pretty frowned upon, right? And I was with them, keep suing. Like, if you can figure out a loophole, play. But at the end of the day, if you can't play, you can't play.
Sorry about that. Can you guys see? Okay, there we go. It popped right in. But James, we don't like to talk about the Gators, but we got to talk about Kyle Pitts because he is making history right now. Kyle Pitts and the Falcons reach an agreement on a 3-year, $54 million contract that includes 36 fully guaranteed. It is the largest 3-year contract for a tight end in NFL history. Athletes first got it done. Mr. David Mulligeta and Andre Odom confirmed the deal. So where does this place Pitts in terms of tight ends? If you look at the highest paid tight ends in per year averages, George Kittle with 19.1, Trey McBride 19, Kyle Pitts is making 18, likely 13.33, and you got Mark Andrews on this list as well. So Pitts is only behind McBride and George Kittle.
I mean, because one, I like the fact that it's short. It protects the Falcons, and it helps Pitts because if he does what he needs to do this season, it's a 3-year extension or 3-year contract.
Contract.
Oh, even better. So if he balls out this year, balls out next year, he's never seen year 3. Hell, if he balls out this year, they'll probably more than likely try to add a couple years to it. But Pitts also has had an up and down career. Like, he hasn't really just consistently just been like the number one tight end. But I'm all for him. I don't care if he's a Gator because that's P-Dub's granddaddy. Grandbaby's daddy. I think I said that right. He's married to P-Dub's daughter, and they have a kid, so that means she getting paid. If he got paid, so get paid, young Negro, get paid. Ball out. I mean, he's an incredible talent. I'm just, maybe this year with Tua tag along, smooth brain Polynesia, maybe he'll reach another level, and life will be great.
Let's discuss Geno Smith because this QB has been in the media for the wrong reasons lately. So Geno Smith was investigated on Sunday for an alleged battery, but no charges were filed and the case is now closed. Police responded to Smith's home after receiving a call, checked everything out, and left without taking anyone into custody, per Andy Slater. This was at his home in Davie, Florida. And this was on the heels of a video that has been going viral of a woman accusing Smith of allegedly assaulting her and neglecting their special needs child in favor of watching pornography and playing Call of Duty.
Wild specifics.
She just called the police.
Gina just beat my ass. That's why.
She coming here.
I came in there. I put 7 down and I left. You ran outside and attacked me, bitch.
Hold on, push pause real quick. She said Geno Smith just whooped her ass, right? If that were the case and she got marks, right, you're going to jail anyway. Does this look like the demeanor of a dude who just whooped a woman's ass? This is like the demeanor of a dude trying to get away from a crazy woman.
It doesn't look like the demeanor of a chick who got her ass whipped.
Yeah, like a chick who got her ass whooped is just kind of like.
First of all, you're gonna show yourself on the camera.
Yeah, like you just sound like. Go ahead, keep playing. My bad. I'm sorry.
You came outside and attacked me. Fuck you! I don't give a fuck about y'all, bitch.
Did she say help?
Leave my neighborhood.
Wait a minute. Did she edit this?
You broke my fucking computer. Fuck you.
Like you are literally
look at you.
assaulting him now.
Look at you.
Trying
Get
to
out of my car.
Oh, that's her car.
Get out of my car. Stop.
Get up.
Cameras all over your property, bro, at this point.
He probably does have those. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's situations that I want. What you just said, Miles, you got to have cameras over on top of your property. For years, because there wasn't these things and there wasn't evidence to be able to go review, a lot of people could get away with just making accusations, right? And just say whatever they want to say. But I'm going to tell you what used to happen. If the police get called for DV, somebody going to jail. And you don't even have to have like marks, right? I mean, but what she said, he whooped her ass. Like, even if he would have like I had a teammate that literally that we didn't have cameras, and this guy ended up being a high draft pick. He ended up marrying the girl, so it all worked out. But like, it was just in the youth of the toxicity of youth in relationships. She was actually whooping his ass. He grabbed her. She's fair skinned. She bruised, right? He went to jail.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
But if the police came out there, they looked at the video evidence, which again, if, like you said, if she was getting her out, the first thing I'm doing is putting the camera on me. And then, but the problem is, like, if everybody has Ring cameras or, some kind of Vivint or something like that, like, it's cameras indoors, outdoors. Right. You have to, like, neighbors ring doorbells. Like, it's just cameras everywhere. And unfortunately, and what sucks about these situations is that she probably really wanted him to do something that he didn't want to do. I believe he probably was. Maybe, I don't know about porn. I believe the man was playing. If I'm in the middle of a fucking Call of Duty game, don't try to make me be. And I wasn't planning on being daddy. Don't try to force me to be a daddy if you there. Now, when I'm done with the game, I'll do whatever I need to do with my shit. But like right now, if it is about the child's safety, right? You want something to be done. It's probably a better manner in which to handle it. And like, do they live together?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Because one of the things I've learned is that when a woman has the upper hand, she'll go to court. But when a woman doesn't have the upper hand, you know what she's not going to do? She's not going to go. Because of certain things that have happened, if you have the overwhelming evidence that you're like, the only way to be able for a woman to be able to not have her kids is to show that you're crazy and that you're unfit, right? In that situation, who was the one who was yelling hysterical and causing the avoidance? and essentially being the aggressor. And if he wants, he can pray. And he probably does have video, and there probably is things of you, a history of you doing those things, because and you shouldn't have to legally do these things. But if it was really that pressing, you would legally force him to do it, right? You should never have to. But again, that's just, and those are assumptions, not my problem. But here's the things that I don't like in the video. I don't like how they're talking to each other, in particular her, but I'm sure you can't really hear Gino, right? Like you hear her, but it's her camera too. So like you don't really hear. And if there was a child there, this is in front of the child. At a certain point, and I tell people that are around me, like, and again, I grew up, you guys have heard about my story numerous times. I don't know how my brother and sister, how they were raised, but they told me that their mother never really said, just didn't talk about my father. My mother never, I've seen my mother and father argue. I've heard the messages. It never made me think about mother, but my mother, even with my father leaving some of the most vile messages, she never allowed me, she never formulated it to where I feel I should have a bad opinion about my dad. She always made it about them two. That's us two having this that has nothing to do with your father being your father. She's like, now you'll find out your relationship with your daddy on your own terms. Like some people might feel like that's enough, but she never like planted things to make me feel a certain way about him. And I applaud her for that, because when I see now, I see manipulation and I call bullshit on some people. I'm like, man, like, why, you know, and that keeps me away from some friends that want to like hide and say like, well, now you're mansplaining, or you're being misogynistic, or you're doing this. But I call my guy friends. I don't call my guy friends out. You know why? I don't hang out with men who don't take care of their kids. Like if I find out that you're not in your kid's life and there's like no extreme things, I don't hang out with you. Like I won't interact with you. Oh wow, hold up. What? Put that up. The girl that made the post wasn't the mother of the child. The mother came to Gino's defense.
What? Oh, God.
Which brings us to an even bigger problem. Is that why are you in our fucking business? Even if Gino was whooping, again, this just, again, man, that's why I don't do drama. Like, that's drama.
Yahoo Sports says it's a woman claiming to be Geno Smith's ex-girlfriend.
So not the baby mama.
Ex-girlfriend goes, yeah, it doesn't say the baby mama here. And Russell's name, David Bruce. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is worse. This is a bit. Again, the thing that we're seeing, the day that men really start sharing some of their horror stories. I just had somebody actually bring this up to me about that, like, you know, and like,
yeah, that's not the mom.
If we don't work, we're adults, right? Like if you like it is crazy because I'm not just, this isn't just women, this is men, but people in general who act like this. I don't like that. Like if you get fired from a job, you get mad at the job, but do you stalk the job? Do you do your jobs do worse to you than what your partners do at times? And that's where you spend more of your time. But like, if we don't work, we don't work. We're an adult. Go find somebody new. But like, if you got to attack my character because I don't want to be with you anymore, the more I see people talk about, oh, well, you ain't like, that's why you dick little. Oh, now I'm a dick little. It wasn't little when I was with you, but it's now that's what puts you over the top. For you were with me for 4 years and then I had no issues. Now you got an issue with it. Or that's why you were brokey. Bitch, you knew I was broke when we were together. Like that wasn't a problem until I'm no longer with you. But like if I gotta besmirch your character, it says more about because I say my daughter's mother's crazy. It's because she is. That doesn't mean she was ugly. That doesn't mean she was ugly in character, but it's a lot of other things that she had that were good, and it speaks to my decision making. If I go back and I talk bad about my exes. Yeah. So all of the things if she's with a dude that didn't take care of his kids and is addicted to porn or whatever, and whatever other bad things that she wants to say, it speaks more. Why are you with him? And you want to know something? Even if he was going old, giving women fresh ones, right? You want to know something I've always noticed that scares me? Why all the women beaters always got women to beat? Has anybody ever noticed that?
You can't say that.
I can't?
No, because then you're
it's not true? No, not what I mean. No, hold on, my bad. Fair enough. I'm not saying a woman that he's currently slapping up. But I'm talking about, that this dude you got to ask these questions. Nah, I agree. How did your last relationship end? And even if they don't tell you about the violence that they caused, just like if it's always the other person to blame. So you ain't never had nothing to do. You were perfect in all your last relationships. Right. Well, when we say red flag, I'm colorblind, so I be seeing red flags sometimes, and they all look gray. Sometimes just tell me what your crazy is, and if you'd be surprised at what somebody will accept if they know all the crazy up front. But like if I knew I was dating a woman that beat on men, I ain't gonna be shocked that she a man beater no more. Right. Like you hit a bitch once, you hit a bitch twice. Like that's just because clearly that's how you feel. Things need to come to a closure. Right. Because we find out there's a lot of women out here that beat men. And then get amazed when they catch her, but then they catch the right man and catch her right cross. But then they'll tell everybody. But my point is that I'm just finding just people that you'll know of, right? Damn, that dude used to beat the shit out of Sicily. Damn, he got a new woman, huh? Yeah. She don't know that Sicily, he beats it, okay. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe he'll change. Maybe. I'm just saying, if he hit somebody once, we know that he solves problems with his hands. And, I just don't, I like, what was the one comedian? I ain't never hit nobody. I shake the shit out of you, though. Like, but I ain't gonna put my paws on you. I'll leave. But again, like I just said, what she was saying, all of the things that Gino does, you was with him though. Yeah. If also statistically speaking, only 30% of all, I'm just saying black men, but 30% of all black men have kids. Right? Not all black men, but 30% of black men have children. I believe it's like almost 50% of all black women have kids. So you know what that tells us, right? Somebody's getting multiple women pregnant. So when I see Future, I don't blame Future. I don't blame Sierra. But what I say is you kind of knew. If you baby mama number 8, right? Clearly he can't commit. I've also heard Future's a really good father. He actually has adopted and takes care of kids that ain't even his, but that's neither here nor there. He can't really be what he wants to be the baby Future because Sierra has full custody or has custody and move. But I'm not getting into that. I'm just using that as an example because there's other women who have, well, my baby daddy ain't shit. Well, you knew he wasn't shit when you saw how he treated his other kids, but you decided to go get pregnant by him. That's a choice. But anyways, though, yeah, man, I don't know, man. I can't call it.
So this is every joint practice across the NFL during training camp. Let's look at 8-13. First off, we are starting with the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans Saints is hosting. It's going to be in Louisiana as well. And then James, quick blitz should be coming to Jacksonville, Carolina on 8/19 is going to be visiting us in Jacksonville for a excuse me, joint practice. And then 8:25, Tampa Bay is visiting Jacksonville as well. So we're going to keep you guys updated with the joint practices across the NFL during training camp. If you look at this list right here, Jaguars are on here 3 times. And if you're looking for your favorite team, make sure to go to Ari Merov's X account to locate them for sure. And then we have the training camp sites, and we also have the rookie and veteran reporting dates as well, just giving you those off-season updates. Take a look at the Jaguars kind of in the middle of this chart right here. Site Miller Electric Center, location Jacksonville, Florida. And the rookies report date is July 25th, with the veterans having a report date of July 28th. Like I said again previously, if your favorite team is on this list, make sure to go and check out Adam Schefter's X account this time to look at the training camp sites and rookie and veteran report dates. So just want to keep you guys updated during this off season. And we have a list.
Real quick, we need to change Father's Day out of the Pride Month. It's got nothing to do with that, though. It has nothing to do with that. I want to give the Pride Month their month, right? I'm saying give them
logistical sense.
Yeah, give them their month. But here's my proposal. And imagine if we did this. And I imagine if we made Father's Day the official opening day of the NFL.
Oh, that's crazy. That would go crazy.
That would be it's all a fake holiday. It's all made up anyway. Let's make marketing sense of this. Leave us the fuck alone on the first day of the football. Who wouldn't want that? I'm just saying that was if I ever run for president, I'm running on that platform. I'm changing Father's Day. Father's Day is no longer the third weekend in June. It's whenever the fuck the NFL season starts. And you have to leave that man alone. It's also Steak and BJ Day. We're going to make it Steak and BJ Day. Whatever that fake one that was going on a while ago.
I want to get your opinion on the top 10 quarterback wide receiver duos going into next season to see if you agree with these rankings right here.
Is Puka even the number one? Still, yeah. I mean, well, yeah. Is Puka punching? It's still anti-Semitic. Because I'm gonna go. They number because you gotta play well when you got the Jews after you. That Nick Jigba needs to be hired. Have you seen he got engaged? Anyways, get Dak Prescott away from me. And I'm liking that list except for Dak Prescott or CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, I just don't like Dak. That Drake Brown, that Drake Brown ticket is gonna be nice, man. I don't know about Josh Allen and DJ Moore. Brock Purdy and Mike Evans is just it sounds so boring, but so right. Like that's just one you just gotta get. Lamar Jackson, Zay Flowers, I hope, but can't nobody catch Lamar be throwing that bitch 100 miles per hour. Can't wait to see him live though, because I know the Jags play him. And Kyler Murray, Justin Jefferson. We've seen Kyler Murray waste time with I mean, he's had big name wide receivers. He's had Marvin Harrison Jr. We barely even heard from him. So, but I'm okay with that list. I think we disrespected T Law though. I think T Law and Myers for a full season is going to be a hell of a connection. And I honestly think BTJ is about to. It just had a sophomore slump, and BTJ about to show y'all who he really is.
The NBA draft was last night. The first round of the 2026 NBA draft occurred last night in Brooklyn, and these are your 30 picks right here, graded courtesy of Yahoo Sports. Was definitely a crazy draft. You can see right here the top 5 picks were all freshmen, and in back-to-back drafts, the top 5 picks were both freshmen, the first time that's ever happened. And you can look at this top 6th, 7th, 8th pick as well, man. It's just crazy, and more freshmen in this list as well. But take a look at your favorite team and see where they drafted. Was a lot of trades on draft night, and just wanted to share this with you guys and share the grades of each of the selections in that first round, with the lowest grade going to the Hawks, and with Jay Jefferson, 4 from Ohio State, with a C. That's the lowest grade on this list. But just wanted to share this with you guys, for my NBA fans out there, to see which of your favorite squads picked up which of your squads picked up a player in that draft. So just wanted to share this with you guys.
I don't know. I don't like this list, and here's why. All right, so we have 30 picks, right? Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 24 A's or higher. So you mean to tell me everybody's this is got to be one of the best draft classes of all time.
This is a big one, though. This one has been looked forward to for a
Like,
while.
that's a lot, man. Come on, man.
It's a little hyperbolic.
Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Those first, I would say, 8 are pretty, or 10 are pretty solid. But yeah, this is hyperbolic for real. Everybody getting caught up in the moment.
So one of the things that, I don't know anything about any of these people. I know about Boozer, and I know Diabasi is the guy who went to BYU for like the biggest NIL deal like ever or whatever. Like, I know he was getting. If he wasn't fucking, then I don't believe it. Plus, he had to be on the agenda for the BYU people. I saw this thing like, what are the top? They were asking BYU athletes, what's the craziest thing that you've seen since you've been in college? And like one of them was like people getting married at 18. One guy was 18 and then he waited a couple months for his wife to become 18 so they can get it legally. And then one of them was like a girl was coming out of the shower and like every boy stepped out and then like she just covered up and that was the story. Yeah, I was like, that's not crazy. But the wildest thing, and I don't know how many of all, I think I shared it in a group chat, but in one of my other group chats that was brought up, the top 4 picks and the theme of this NBA draft was that a lot of 2-parent homes, black people, like, clear, apparently the myth is no longer there anymore when it comes to athletes. And I don't know what we're going to do with this, but we were holding on to that very strong. There was a lot of active ass daddies in this draft, and I loved it. It makes me want to go back and watch it because you know what ESPN normally does with the NFL. Something tragic happens to the father, and that is the origin story for every super athlete. Like, even with ones that you know got good dads, they don't ever just talk about it. My dad was a professional athlete, and he wasn't there, so I had to work hard. Oh yeah, or like they got to make the father the villain.
Yeah,
like It's from his fellow kid. Last single mom I remember is KD mom, and I think her story was exaggerated. Like KD mom wasn't really in his life like that. I'm gonna tell you why. Miles, your mom was, your dad was there, but your mom raised y'all. Like, it's some things that you told me about this. Your mom gonna let you go around with your head looking like KD's?
Oh yeah.
And she's Spanish, so I can tell you what a black mama not gonna do.
Especially as a millionaire.
Right in that era. Now I can't speak for these new moms, that don't cook, these new non-recipe having motherfuckers. But for them moms, KD my age, dog. KD who came in when like LeBron my age. I remember when I got the low boy, the most painful, like I'd rather get beat than have my mama brush my hair. Do you know the pain that you gotta like it's like she personally attacked the naps. Like she gotta brush through it. And the bristles were so hard. I was like, oh, why? It's like all scalp when you get the low boy. And I'm looking at either KD is in full rebellion because she brought, and I think, you know what, I might be wrong because she might have brushed the patches into his hair, the alopecia, because AD hair is a little interesting. But like, and then she said, you know how many meals I missed? That was one of the funniest things when somebody said, clearly not that many. But like, it's just, she was, I do love that. So it's in the words of John Brown, there was a lot of cut product. You can only cut it once though. You can't cut it twice. You need the nurturer there. But nah, that's just funny though. Yes.
Let's
You even need to see the video. I want that now. Remember, man, let's see, just in case they put pineapple or some dumb shit in there. But like, yeah. That's what I think it is. I'm hungry.
Let's get into the BS or bussin' food review segment with this right here.
Today we're in Dallas trying the famous Texas Twinkie.
This is Hutchins Barbecue, and out the back they have a Texas Twinkie factory. The Twinkie makers make over 500,000 of these things a year. It starts off with a 17-hour slow smoke brisket, which is diced, chopped up, and then stuffed into a cream cheese jalapeno, and then wrapped in bacon before being smoked off for 3 hours, grilled over fire, and then brushed off with a sweet and sticky glaze.
Cheers!
Oh yeah, I apologize.
Wow! Look at the inside.
Probably too quick.
The creaminess of the cheese against the fattiness of the brisket, the fruitiness of the jalapeno, and then it's just held in by that smoky bacon, which is like a hug from your grandma. And don't even get me started on that sweet and sticky rib glaze.
For $7, you don't beat this.
NASA flew the first astronaut to space. These guys invented the first ever Texas Twinkie. I'm not sure who's the bigger legend.
Did he say the fruitiness of a jalapeno? I've never heard of fruity jalapeno, but I was just thinking it was going to be cream cheese, jalapeno, and bacon, and I was excited. Did they throw brisket in that bitch? Have you seen any of the videos, Jaden, of the foreigners eating American food for the first time?
Yeah.
Like it's been like great, like it's crazy. And the wildest part is they're in all the cities that people that certain people in America say are hellholes, and they're living their best lives.
Yeah.
They in Chicago. Like apparently Chicago had like again every weekend 50 million murders happened in Chicago. None of them happened where World Cup events were though. New York, like all these people are like they're finding food and they're just. I already like there's like this British school where they're bringing like American food to them, and they're like when they discovered they ate two types of brisket. They ate the fatty brisket, and then they ate like more lean brisket, and they like both of them. And it's just amazing just to watch them discover flavor. like the Brits, most of these people, the whole world was colonized due to spices, and it's amazing how little they actually use. So I don't understand.
Let's close out the show with a video from a former NFL great, crashing out on a current NFL wide receiver, Zay Flowers. That's none other than Antonio Brown.
If you say Zay Flowers with my name, you're a loser.
Why is he dressed like
Flowers
that?
beating up his girl and they just let it slide. Zay Flowers fumbled too much. He can't hold water. He sucks. Never mention me with that coward. He's not me, and I'm being honest. Don't trigger me. I really have an aggressive problem. Last name Flowers. That boy the reason Lamar Jackson can't win. Zay Flowers is the reason Lamar Jackson can't win. Ask any one of my quarterbacks, I'm the reason they win.
Points were made. I don't want to say he's the reason Lamar Jackson can't win, because I would argue that Mark Andrews is the reason why. Like, he's who we should really be mad at right now. I think Zay Flowers is a really good wide receiver. I do think across the board, the Ravens have entirely too many drops. But when that happens, I have to be fair. And the same critique that I gave Trevor is, if everybody drops your ball, is it everybody's fault or is it the person throwing the football's fault? As are you throwing a catchable football? So I have to ask those questions in fairness. Number two, he's made a statement that all my quarterbacks say I'm the reason that they won. And I have to agree with you. Like, yeah, like he is pretty like they created routes off of the way he runs routes. So I give him props on that. And then lastly, I'll say this. I don't know why is like he might need to either like not have a mustache, or he might need to go ahead and just remend that. And I'd be forgetting that like this man is about to be 38 years old. Like, he is entirely too old to be acting as young as he acts. I thought he was a lot younger than that. But yeah, like, you know, I no lies were. I don't think very many lies were told, but I get it.
That's all I had on this Hump Days episode of Big Games BS here on June 24th. Any last things you want to say to everybody in the chat? Everybody's going to be watching this video later on YouTube.
Nah, man. Just please go to mftkfoundation.com. We need to get some damn, we missed this one kid. Did you see the kid that decommitted from Ole Miss to commit to Colorado, to decommit from Colorado to commit back to Ole Miss?
No. What year is he?
He's 2027, but like it was like all within the 24, within a few hour period. But yeah, anyways, please go to help with the help fund the movement. We have the book bag drives and a whole bunch of other different things going on. So if you would, 904, I'm not 904, excuse me, I'm definitely almost get my number. MFTK Foundation, check it out. All right.